Hey everyone, Felix from Nintendo Life here, and I have been using Alarmo to wake up in the morning for a week now, and even though I still need a little bit of more time with it to give my final verdict, I would still love to share my initial thoughts and experience on this product because believe me, I have a lot to say. Does it actually help? Is it annoying? Did I find some quirks using it? And I'll also answer some questions some of you lot had about Alarmo, so let's get to it. Setting up Alarmo was surprisingly fun and easy, with instructions on the clock, with where to place it and whatnot, and I was quite taken aback by how good sound quality and really stylish and charming interface it had, something I had forgotten Nintendo could do after the Switch. I did a few tests to see if it worked and got everything ready for my first night with Alarmo. It must be said I was very excited for Alarmo. Now I myself am a person who has a very hard time waking up in the morning, so this just seemed like the perfect fit. I mean, look at my bedroom. I was the target audience. So how was it to sleep with it? Well, I think the best person to ask is Felix in the past, because for the first 4 days I recorded video entries of how it was to use Alarmo. Fresh thoughts right after having woken up. And I had really different experiences depending on which day you pick. Some days I had a wonderful time getting up, some days not so much, and you'll be able to tell which day is which. Now I only have for 4 of the days because in the weekend I had to go away. Now I did bring my Alarmo with me, but I couldn't record video entries, and I also tried out the button mode. I'll touch more on that at the end of the video. Also, I don't have a video entry for today because I thought, well, if I'm recording this today, having me and then having me again, you'll get my thoughts at the end summarizing everything, and also, like I said earlier, you'll get some questions asked about the product. No, it doesn't run Doom. Take it away, past Felix. Sis, there's 4. Hey everyone, Felix from Nintendo Life here, and if I look tired, it's because I am. It's 7:30 in the morning. I'm normally not up as early, but that's because I've used Alarmo to get up at a good time, actually. Firstly, it did awake me. It has a little intro jingle in the start, and then it plays the actual theme. I used the Searching for Koroks, which is essentially just the stable theme, but with Korok sound effects. I thought that was great. It really wants you to sit up. I mean, that's the main goal of it, because you move around and it says like, oh, and when you sit up, then it actually lowers the volume quite a lot. It's actually like a little snooze, but what I didn't know is that when you sit up, you awake so much, at least I did today, I'll have to try it again tomorrow. There is also a little cheat code, which I hope I don't resort to. So instead of sitting up, I just flapped my arm around, and that did the same thing. And so the music lowers, there's no sound effects for like a minute or 2. If you fall asleep again, then it'll do the same, but you can just keep waving your arm, I guess. Also, I don't know if it was because my camera was there and that was interfering with the sensor, but it had a bit of a hard time realizing I was actually out of bed. Because I went out of bed, the victory jingle did not play, like with the confetti and everything. And when I went into the bathroom, then it started playing again very loudly. It could also be because my duvet was simply just laying in a way that looked like I was still in the bed. I'm not completely sure. I'll have to try again tomorrow. Also, sleeping sounds. That is a real shame. Sleeping sounds only play for 5 minutes. The system says it will play for 10, but it only plays for 5. 5 minutes is nothing. I don't fall asleep in 5 minutes, and I want to fall asleep to the Breath of the Wild sleepy sounds because they are wonderful. Just a fire and hear the... it's great. It sounds so great, but it only plays for 5 minutes. And the only way to make it start again, you can't just press a button. You have to go into the settings, first turn it off, then turn it on again. Anyway, let's move on to the second day. It is now the second day that I have slept with Alarmo, and most of the things that I had issues with or couldn't figure out why I was doing that, I found answers for that. So yesterday, I tinkered around with my Alarmo, and I found out that essentially the reason why Alarmo couldn't detect I was getting out of bed was because it was on the wrong place of the bed. So in the trailers, they always wake up and get out of bed so they get further away from Alarmo. I wasn't doing that. I was kind of going in front of it, so I would still be close to it, I would just be out of my bed. So I moved my desk with Alarmo over to the other side and did some tests, and finally when I got out of bed I would hear that victory jingle, and that was just really nice. I remember even going like, whoa! I figured out why the sleepy sounds only play for 5 minutes. Essentially, if you update your Alarmo like I have, I don't know, they've just changed it from 10 minutes to 5 minutes, and there's no way to alter this in the settings. It's just baked at 5 minutes. Why did they change it? I don't know. I couldn't find anything on this online, and I felt like I was just going insane. So yeah, that sucks, because I love the sleepy sounds. It just calms you so much down, but it always ends right before I'm falling to sleep, which is such a shame. It takes me out of it. So I wish it was even 10 minutes. I just wish you could customize it. Let me have it for an hour. Then we're good. I think it's a bit weirdly formatted in that it really wants you to move a lot for it to kind of snooze, and then it'll still play sounds, but it'll play it so quietly, I might have to turn it up. But then the initial part of the alarm will be way too loud, so it's just a weird balance thing. But yeah, I'll update you again tomorrow when I've used it once again. Alright then. And it is the third day. Now, let me tell you, in Danish, we have an expression, waking up with the wrong leg out of bed. You probably have something equivalent in English, but my point is that today I've woken up with the right leg out of bed. It is 8:30 in the morning, and yeah, I just woke up in a really, really good mood. Alarmo worked really well. I think I found a way that I really like to use it. So one of my previous complaints was that when you moved around a lot, it would kind of snooze. But the reason I really like it, and it only snoozes for like 2 minutes, well, it doesn't really snooze, there's still music, is that when I hear the alarm, I will sit up first thing, because that just really helps. And then I really like to quickly check my phone, just to see how the previous videos has done, and check messages. And that I will do for 2 minutes until the, alarm starts going really loud again. When it does that, I leave my phone at the table, and then I get up. And I'm just so happy that it finally works, that when I get out the bed, it just plays the victory jingle. Today I tried a different game, Splatoon 3. Salmon Run is a really good way to get you out of bed. Now, here's something crazy that happened. So yesterday, I was really exhausted when I went to bed, and this time around I would have new sleepy sounds because I chose a new game. Splatoon 3 sleepy sound, it's amazing. It's this like very chill beat, and the crazy part is that I don't remember it stopping. Like, I fell asleep in 5 minutes, at least I think so. Very, very pleasantly surprised by this. I'm excited to use it, and this is what I mean. I need a good and quick way to get out of bed, and Alarmo is offering that for me. Because I'm out and about, I've done some chores, and I'm here in the studio half an hour after I've woken up. That's insane. That is unheard of. I would have so many different alarms, and I would always snooze them, and I would have such a hard time getting up. So I'm really, really pleased. So yeah, let's see how the fourth day goes. It is the fourth day I've been using Alarmo. If you cannot tell, I am incredibly tired right now. I've not even wanted to turn on the lights. My eyes can't take that. I had a really hard time getting out of bed today. I don't know if it was the alarms I chose. It was just the time I had originally set my alarm to. My body was just like, nope, you're not getting up now. You're putting a new alarm and you're sleeping a bit more. So I did that. The second alarm I did get up. And my God, did it take me a long time. The first alarm was, I think, the fourth or fifth one of Mario Odyssey. The one with, you underwater. Another creepy one. There's a creepy one, and then there's a very nice one with dolphin sounds almost. So yeah, I did that, and the reason I changed it from that was because I thought, no, it's way too relaxing. That's why I couldn't wake up there. So I put a new one. My tired brain just put the fairy fountain theme, which I think was a mistake, because that is probably the worst one. I love the fairy fountain theme. I don't like the giant fairy making all those weird noises. Oh, and I thought that, the alarms that would play after 20 minutes, in this instance, it would be the Guardian theme. I thought, yeah, it's fun that they're there, but no one waits 20 minutes. The reason I thought that, no, hear me out. The reason I thought that was because when I was recording the alarms, 20 minutes felt like ages for it to come. It felt like ages, absolute ages. But I forgot how quickly time goes when you're about to wake up, or just waking up, because with the fairy fountain, I just laid in my bed snoozing. Well, snooze it how best you could, so very, very loud fairy noises. And suddenly 10 minutes had passed, and my mind just went to, if I wait 10 minutes more, and this felt like nothing, these 10 minutes, the Guardian theme is coming, so I better get up now. So Yeah, I think I underestimated that. So what are my overall impressions on the clock? Well, one, it has gotten me up every day, albeit sometimes it takes a little bit longer than other times, but I've been really surprised of how well it wakes me up. Still, in the morning, all I want to do is just snooze the bad boy because I'm just very tired. No matter how much sleep I get, I'm just very tired in the morning. But eventually, after the alarm has ring enough and I have snoozed it here and there, I will get out of bed. And it is really satisfying getting out of bed, just going, wahoo! I do this little celebratory pose. Like, yes, I got out of bed. And it just makes the rest of the day so much better, having that nice start to the day. And I think it's the fact that I can't go back to bed. I can't even sit in my bed afterwards because then it'll start playing the alarm again. Normally, I would maybe do stuff and then I would maybe lie in bed, and that's a very dangerous thing to do. So, yeah, props on that Nintendo for including that as a feature. Now, one thing that is not props. Not props Nintendo is only having sleepy sounds for 5 minutes and changing it in an update without telling you that it will change from 10 to 5 minutes. I updated my Alarmo before I started using it, and 5 minutes, I really wish it was 10. Now, I was really surprised of how quickly I fall asleep. I put on the sleepy sounds, and more often than not, I don't remember falling asleep, or I don't remember the music stopping. Well, I fell asleep. I don't exactly remember the moment. I hope you get what I mean. So yeah, just give us more customization in the clock. It feels like a lot of the decisions, like it has so many great features, but it's so locked in and you can't change. For example, you can't change which songs appears in when you select a random alarm. Maybe you want just Mario Odyssey and Zelda, but you don't really want Pikmin or Ring Fit Adventure. There's no way to customize stuff like that. Either it's all of them or it's only a random selection of the games, or of course, a specific one in particular. So I also want to touch about the button mode because that is what I used in the weekend, and I wanted to try that because that is Nintendo's solution to if you have a partner or if you have pets. So I wanted to see, does that actually work? And to me, it doesn't. It's just like having a phone or whatnot. It's all the cool parts about Alarmo stripped away. I mean, you do have the cool songs and stuff, but you just press the button, make it snooze, or just turn it off and go back to sleep. That's at least how I work. I need that needing to get out of bed. Either way, I'm not a fan of button mode, and it's a shame you can't use Alarmo to its fullest potential unless you sleep alone. Now, this morning I had set it to a random Splatoon one, and wouldn't you believe it, the random one it took was the only one I've used from Splatoon, which is Salmon Run, and it's really fun to wake up to. I was just really, the chances of that, 1 in 7, those are quite small. But overall, I've been really impressed with this product. Yes, the price tag is really high, but you're getting some cool technology here, at least in my opinion you are, and I will gladly pay $100 if it, to me, gets me up working in the morning. Not just this week, but in the long, foreseeable future. So to me, that's a good investment. I know a lot of people just meme about it, that it's an alarm clock and, you can just use your phone, but I've tried using my phone and to me, it simply doesn't work. This is a fun way to wake up that works for me. I love Nintendo music, and so far, the fact that there's 35 different alarms, I don't think I'm getting tired of anything anytime soon. Now, quickly before I go, I made a community post where some of you lot had some questions, so I thought I'll answer some of them while you're still here. Maddock_Rogers asks 2 questions. The first one, is it always accurate on movement? From my experience, it works really well, depending on how you move, it will play sound effects. Now, before you snooze it, it will play these really loud sound effects. So in Splatoon, it will play like bam, 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 bam. But after you sit up or just wave your arms around a bit, it will go to a much quieter song, and they'll still play sound effects, but much quieter. So yeah, from my time using it, yes, it has been quite accurate. And secondly, are the movement-based sounds too annoying, or is it just enough to work as intended? I think this depends on which game you choose. So for example, the Great Fairy Fountain theme, actually moving around and getting the celebratory, snooze sound, because it has you snoozed it, for example. With the chorus, it'll go, yeah, and here, it is really annoying. So With the Splatoon ones, I felt that worked pretty well. They're quite loud and they will make you want to stop. They want you to kind of snooze the alarm or just like sit up. I think that's the main purpose. So yeah, they are a bit annoying, but it didn't bother me too much. Amama asks, I bought this for my daughter for a Christmas present. Do you or would you like to see something like this under the tree? She's a massive Splatoon fan. Thank you. So I would personally love to see that under a Christmas tree. I think that's a wonderful gift. Especially, it's really good to get into a good like waking up habit, and it's something I haven't done in my early years. So having something like Alarmo, you know, it's a fun way to wake up. You wake up to your sounds, and yeah, I think that's a wonderful present. Creating with TT asks, does the getting out of bed aspect actually help you, or do you just stay out of bed long enough to not restart the alarm? Great question. Yes, it does help big time. I would always just stay in my bed, and it would take me so much to get out of bed. That is the hard part. But actually getting a little reward in this, you know, in the way of a sound, going out of bed, and you can't go back into bed because then the alarm will stop playing again. It works really, really well. So yeah, I would say the concept that they have does actually really help you wake up properly in the morning. Oscar Davies 9589 asks, how well does it work in complete pitch black darkness? Would be interesting to know now that the winter nights are drawing in. So the Alarmo itself actually has a light that it will pulsate, and you can see here in my footage when it actually wakes me up, it will start brimming this light so it can actually detect you. And yeah, it's not very bright, but it is just enough for the clock itself to be able to detect you. So yeah, it does work when it's pitch black. And lastly, Matthias Bjornsko asks, can you make it not showtime? Nothing worse than not being able to sleep, having Mario stare you down with a big countdown for waking up. So in the settings, you can adjust the screen brightness, but I didn't really find me doing that because the device itself has a sensor, you know, to wake you up, but that sensor is also used to see, okay, if there's movement, the screen brightness will be much brighter than when there's no movement, for example, when you're trying to fall asleep. Also, depending on how much light there's around, so if it's darker, the screen will be darker. So yeah, to answer your question, the device, when you're trying to fall asleep, will dim the screen, at least on sleepy sounds, and then after, it will just kind of almost turn off, at least if you're not moving. If you're moving and trying to get to the alarm clock again, it will brighten up the screen. So yeah, thank you for making it to the end of this video. I really hope that this video could showcase how it was to actually sleep with an Alarmo, and maybe help you decide if you want one or if you just think it's complete rubbish. Anyway, let us know down in the comments below what your experience has been with Alarmo if you've gotten hands on the product, and don't forget to check out our website nintendoLoft.com, where you can find all sorts of reviews like on the Alarmo itself, but in written form. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one. Felix from Nintendo Life, out.